Your value is not determined by external circumstances, opinions, or the standards set by society. It is established by the one who created you. When something is created, its value is inherent in its design, not in how others perceive it. A diamond is valuable even when buried in the dirt. Its worth does not diminish because it is unseen. Likewise, a woman's value is not given by people, trends, or circumstances. It is rooted in her divine origin. Understanding your source means recognizing that you are created with intentionality. You are not a product of chance or accident. The way you think about yourself, your purpose, and your potential is directly tied to your understanding of where you come from. A woman who knows her source will never beg for validation because she understands she was already approved before she ever entered this world. She will not compromise her standards to fit into places that do not align with her purpose. She does not need to be accepted to know she belongs. When a woman disconnects from her source, she begins to look for value in temporary things, relationships, status, material possessions. But anything external can be lost. And if your worth is tied to what you have, then the moment it is taken away, you will feel worthless. A high-value woman roots her identity in something that cannot be shaken. This is why she carries herself differently. She moves with certainty, speaks with wisdom, and makes decisions that align with her purpose. She does not chase approval, she walks in authority. A woman who masters her identity is unshakable. She is not moved by criticism or flattery because she is secure in who she is. She does not shrink to make others comfortable, nor does she feel the need to prove herself. She understands that identity is not about what she does, but about who she is at her core. The greatest battle a woman will ever fight is the battle over her mind. What she believes about herself determines how she presents herself to the world. If she believes she is worthy, she will act accordingly. If she believes she is less than, she will accept less than what she deserves. A high-value woman never allows others to define her. She does not take on labels that do not align with her true identity. She does not conform to societal expectations that diminish her worth. Instead, she establishes her own standards based on truth. She understands that she is more than her past, more than her mistakes, and more than the limitations placed on her. She walks with dignity because she knows she was designed with purpose. She refuses to settle because she knows she was created for more. This kind of confidence does not come from external achievements, but from an internal revelation. The moment a woman realizes she is enough as she is, not because of what she has, but because of who she is, she becomes unstoppable. Without vision, a woman is left wandering, accepting whatever life hands her, rather than directing her own path. Vision is the ability to see beyond the present, to perceive what is possible, and to move toward it with intention. A woman without vision will be influenced by the expectations of others, living reactively rather than proactively. But a high-value woman takes control of her destiny. She does not wait for life to happen to her. She creates the life she desires. Vision is not about where you are now. It is about where you are going. It requires you to look beyond your current situation and make decisions based on your future, not your past. Too often women settle for less because they are focused on what is in front of them rather than what is possible. But when you have a clear vision, you stop making decisions based on temporary emotions and start making choices that align with your purpose. A woman with vision does not entertain distractions. She does not engage in relationships, habits, or environments that pull her away from her destiny. She understands that everything she allows in her life must serve her purpose. This kind of discipline is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. It is what makes a woman valuable, not because of what she has, but because of where she is going. She is focused, intentional, and unwavering in her pursuit of the life she was meant to live. What you feed your mind determines how you think, and how you think determines the life you create. The mind is the battlefield where success and failure are determined. A woman who does not guard her thoughts will allow negativity, fear, and doubt to take root, shaping her reality. A high-value woman is careful about what she allows into her mind and heart. She understands that her thoughts shape her actions, and her actions shape her future. Guarding your mind means being selective about what you consume, what you read, what you watch, and who you listen to. It means refusing to dwell on thoughts that diminish your worth. Every thought is a seed, and whatever you plant in your mind will grow. If you plant thoughts of doubt and insecurity, you will reap a life of hesitation and fear. But if you plant thoughts of strength, purpose, and confidence, you will walk in that reality. Guarding your heart is just as important as guarding your mind. A woman who allows toxic people, unhealthy relationships, and destructive influences into her life will find herself drained, distracted, and disconnected from her purpose. She must be selective with who has access to her heart. She does not allow just anyone to speak into her life. She surrounds herself with people who uplift, challenge, and inspire her. A high-value woman understands that protecting her mind and heart is not about being closed off, it is about being intentional. She chooses what she absorbs, she filters what she believes, and she aligns her life with thoughts and relationships that elevate her. A woman's standards determine the quality of her life. What she tolerates, she will attract. What she allows, she will continue to experience. A woman who does not set high standards will find herself accepting less than what she deserves simply because she has not established clear boundaries. High standards are not about arrogance or entitlement. They are about self-respect. A woman who values herself refuses to compromise on the things that matter. She does not settle for half-hearted love, empty friendships, or environments that do not align with her purpose. A high-value woman understands that setting standards is not enough. She must also enforce them. Many people will test boundaries, but it is up to her to uphold them. When a woman enforces her standards, she sends a clear message about how she expects to be treated. She does not waver when pressured to lower her expectations. She understands that it is better to walk alone than to walk in the wrong direction with the wrong company. She does not beg for love, attention, or respect because she knows that real value is recognized, not negotiated. Enforcing standards requires discipline. It means being willing to say no even when it is uncomfortable. It means refusing to settle out of fear of being alone. It means walking away from anything that does not serve her growth, no matter how familiar or convenient it may be. A woman with high standards does not compromise them for temporary satisfaction. She understands that every decision she makes shapes her future. Emotional intelligence is one of the most powerful tools a woman can possess. It is the ability to control emotions rather than be controlled by them. Many women fall into the trap of reacting impulsively to situations, allowing emotions to dictate their actions. But a high-value woman masters the art of emotional discipline. She does not let anger, insecurity, or frustration drive her decisions. Instead, she pauses, processes, and responds with wisdom. A woman with emotional intelligence understands that not every situation deserves a reaction. She knows when to speak and when to remain silent. She is not easily offended because she does not allow others to have power over her emotions. She does not waste energy proving herself to those who do not recognize her worth. Instead, she focuses on maintaining her peace and moving with purpose. Emotional intelligence is also the ability to understand others. A woman who can read situations, recognize hidden intentions, and navigate relationships with wisdom holds immense power. She does not allow manipulation, mind games, or emotional pressure to sway her decisions. She discerns when someone's words do not match their actions and adjusts accordingly. Developing emotional intelligence requires self-awareness. A high-value woman takes time to reflect on her triggers, weaknesses, and patterns. She learns from past experiences rather than allowing them to define her. She masters self-control, ensuring that her emotions serve her rather than sabotage her. She moves with grace, confidence, and wisdom, knowing that true strength is found in restraint. A woman's value is directly tied to her willingness to grow. A stagnant mind leads to a stagnant life. A high-value woman understands that she is always evolving and she embraces growth as a lifelong journey. She does not wait for opportunities to come to her. She prepares for them. She invests in expanding her knowledge, sharpening her skills, and elevating her mindset. She reads, learns, and seeks wisdom because she knows that her future depends on what she deposits into herself today. Personal growth is not just about acquiring knowledge, it is about transformation. A woman who invests in herself does not remain the same year after year. She sets goals, challenges herself, and pushes past limitations. She refuses to be defined by her past or restricted by fear. She steps into new experiences, takes risks, and embraces change. Growth requires discomfort. But a high-value woman does not run from challenges. She sees them as opportunities to become stronger. She also understands that true growth is internal before it is external. She focuses on developing her character, strengthening her emotional intelligence, and refining her mindset. She does not seek validation from others to determine her progress. Instead, she evaluates herself, knowing that real success is measured by personal evolution. She does not compete with other women. She competes with who she was yesterday. She is not afraid to outgrow places, people, or habits that no longer align with her purpose. She embraces transformation because she knows that every level of growth brings new opportunities, greater wisdom, and increased confidence. The people a woman surrounds herself with shape her mindset, habits, and destiny. A high-value woman is intentional about her circle because she understands that the company she keeps will either elevate her or hold her back. She does not allow just anyone access to her time, energy, or space. She surrounds herself with individuals who challenge her to grow, push her toward greatness, and support her vision. She knows that not everyone is meant to walk with her to the next level. Some relationships are seasonal, and some connections drain more than they pour. She discerns the difference between those who add value to her life and those who subtract from it. A high-value woman does not keep people around out of obligation or fear of loneliness. She prioritizes quality over quantity, choosing depth over surface-level connections. She also understands the power of mentorship. She seeks wisdom from those who have walked the path before her, learning from their successes and failures. She is not too proud to ask for guidance, nor is she too intimidated to build relationships with people who inspire her. She is equally intentional about pouring into others, uplifting and encouraging those who seek growth. The right relationships fuel success, peace, and progress. A high-value woman surrounds herself with individuals who reflect the values, mindset, and aspirations she holds. She moves with people who sharpen her, challenge her, and celebrate her growth. A high-value woman understands that true power lies in influence, not force. She does not need to raise her voice or assert dominance to make an impact. Instead, she uses her wisdom, grace, and strategic thinking to lead others. She has a deep understanding of human nature, knows how to navigate relationships, situations, and challenges with tact and purpose. Her influence is quiet but powerful. It is built on respect, trust, and the ability to inspire others to see the best version of themselves. She understands that feminine influence is not about manipulation or control, but about empowerment. A woman who exudes feminine power understands the subtle strength in nurturing, encouraging, and guiding others. She uses her intuition and emotional intelligence to lead with compassion while also maintaining firm boundaries. She knows that leadership comes in many forms and does not require aggression or confrontation. Her influence stems from her ability to connect with people on a deeper level, offering wisdom and insight that motivates and drives them toward growth. A high-value woman also knows that influence is not only about how she affects others, but also about how she impacts herself. She uses her own actions, behavior, and mindset to demonstrate the values she holds. She embodies the change she wants to see in the world. Her integrity, consistency, and authenticity make her a natural leader, drawing people who are inspired by her character. She does not have to seek followers or accolades because her life's example is a beacon for others to follow. Walking in faith rather than fear is a cornerstone of the high-value woman's mindset. She knows that fear will keep her small, while faith will propel her into greatness. She does not allow fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown to hold her back. Instead, she moves forward with confidence, trusting that her steps are ordered. She knows that challenges and obstacles are a part of the journey and sees them as opportunities for growth rather than signs of defeat. Faith does not mean the absence of fear, it means taking action in spite of it. A high-value woman is courageous because she chooses to move forward with trust even when the path ahead is uncertain. She believes in her own abilities and in the greater plan for her life. She knows that her purpose is greater than any obstacle she may face. She steps boldly into her destiny, guided by a deep belief that everything is unfolding as it should. In addition, a woman who walks in faith does not rely on external validation or circumstances to determine her worth. Her confidence comes from within. She understands that true success is not defined by what she has achieved, but by who she is becoming. Her faith allows her to maintain peace in times of uncertainty, knowing that her value is not defined by the temporary highs or lows of life. A high-value woman knows that the world may try to shake her confidence, challenge her dreams, or cause her to doubt herself, but she remains unwavering in her faith. She trusts the process, the timing, and the purpose behind every situation. She walks boldly, knowing that she is divinely guided and capable of achieving all she was created for. Fear does not have the power to dictate her actions because her faith in herself, in her purpose, and in her path is unshakable.